Pokemon Infinite Fusions is a Pokemon fan project that allows you to fuse any two Pokemon together to create new ones. This means that journeying through the Kanto region, there are over 176,000 combinations of Pokemon you can create. Some of them are gorgeous, and some of them look like they need to be put out of their misery quickly. This is the second part of our fusion journey though, so if you haven't seen the first, I recommend you check out the video. Not only did we defeat 4 gym leaders and Team Rocket fighting this terrifying legendary Pokemon, but we fused Lilith, our Vaporeon and Lopunny, and probably the reason half of you clicked on this video. This Pokemon is so popular, people have made a lot of fan art of Lilith. I mean, it's Vaporeon and Lopunny. But before you search that into Google, and let's be honest, we know you are, you can never be too careful about who's watching your browser history. But luckily, the sponsor of today's video, Atlas VPN, can help you with that. Atlas VPN was developed by top cybersecurity specialists and IT engineers in 2019, and was created to make the internet more accessible and secure for everyone, and currently, 6 million users worldwide enjoy their services. I personally use the service to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix because it's one of my favorite shows, but I can't watch it here in the US, but using Atlas VPN, it's easy to just switch my country and watch region-locked content. Not to mention, unlike other VPNs, it's super easy to use, it takes just a couple clicks. And as a special year-end deal, they're having a special offer for all of you. You can get 3 years of Atlas VPN for only $1.70 a month, plus a free 6 months extra on them.
That I love, I absolutely love.
So have a private Christmas and a safe New Year with Atlas VPN Premium. Remember, you can have it today for just $1.70 a month, plus 6 months for free, with a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's a link in my video description below where you can grab the Christmas deal right now and enjoy all that fan art. And now that that's out of the way, let's remind you what our Pokemon Fusion team actually looks like. Kenya, a Pupitar Typhlosion, Daddy Steve, the Machoke Doublade, Chickpea, a Ninetales Glaceon, and of course our starter Pokemon, Onion, a Venusaur and Raichu fusion. And hopefully you weren't too attached to them, because before we fight Sabrina, there's a couple team changes I want to make. First off, Daddy Steve needs to evolve. After a bit of grinding, he did become a Machamp Doublade fusion. Now we just need a Dust Stone. He looks really good. Second of all, I'm sad to say that Onion just isn't cutting it, pun intended. The poor boy is struggling to take out low-leveled Zubats. And I'm not gonna abandon our starter Pokemon Bulbasaur, but I mean, I'm gonna ditch Raichu no problem. So we decided to refuse Onion with a Lapras that we got from our rival and meet Onion 2.0. I'm sure this fusion will last long. We also had a Metang just sort of lying around our box, so we decided to fill the last slot on our team with a Metang and Haunter fusion. Meet Casper. He's already a powerhouse and it's already paying off because we wanted to take on the Fighting Dojo, but we're super underleveled. We managed to get by though because Casper's a ghost type and the AI is still stupid and only has fighting moves. But this means we need to grind a lot before we take on Sabrina. So we fused our new prize Hitmonchan with a Tentacruel out of spite and started making our way down to Cinnabar Island, fighting all these fusion Pokemon along the way. Oh, what's that, Mr. Scientist? There's a free Zapdos at the power plant? Well, count me in. The power plant is full of electrodes that no matter what you fuse with, just turn all your Pokemon into balls. And who loves balls more than Team Rocket? I guess I don't know what I'm going for with this joke. Luckily, they've never been that intimidating, but oh my god! What is that? There's a subtle beauty to making a Pokemon this horrific. And now I'm making it my mission to find a Jinx and fuse it with just about everything. Oh, yeah, I guess Zapdos is here too, and he caught him. But what will we fuse him with? Yeah, we can fuse him with a powerful Pokemon, or even turn him into a bird ball, but I say no. I say we fuse him with a Farfetch to make just this little tiny angry bird. He's cute. But that's not the only legendary we're catching today. How about a Mew? My chat decided to fuse Mew with a Zoroark and created Baby Shadow the Hedgehog? Oh well, to the box you go. But we do get another reward for catching these legendary Pokemon. A train ticket. And now we're in the Johto region. There's not much for us to do here outside of fight some sick Pokemon fusions. And it's a perfect place to evolve Casper into a Gengar Metang fusion. So spoopy. And look at that, a Duststone. Now we can evolve Daddy Steve into his final form. This is some Gilgamesh level warrior shit. IW Sir Daddy Steve. Now it's time for us to go home and fight Sabrina. Egg? Hey, actually, man, I have stuff to do. Egg? Okay, it's clear you're not gonna take no for an answer, so sure. I'm sure this egg won't bite me in the ass and... Oh, God. Ignore the Gardevoir. Don't let it tempt you. Focus on Kenya. He's evolving into a flaming Tyranitar. Personally, I prefer the inverse, because he's just a Typhlosion wearing pants, and that's pretty funny. Now let's take on Sabrina's gym, and the mental strength of rejecting all the horny Gardevoir fusions has given us the power to defeat these psychic Pokemon. Or I guess it could be that Kenya's a dark type and Casper's a ghost type, but you know, take your choice. When it's actually time to fight Sabrina, we smashed her Hypno Mr. Mime, destroyed her Espeon Umbreon, wrecked her Alakazam Slowbro, and I ran out of synonyms, but we beat her Alakazam Gengar. We might be a little over-leveled now. But just because our team is full doesn't mean we can't fuse some new Pokemon just for the heck of it. How about a Wailord Torterra? Wait, is that someone living on his back? What are the implications of a human being living on a Pokemon? Is this a smaller Pokemon? Is this sentient? Is he a tiny small Pokemon trainer catching tiny small Pokemon that are also living on his back? Let's ignore this question and instead inverse the fusion to create this sick Forest Titan. And while there are some other fusions I made, such as a Cofagrigus and Lucario and even a Pidgeot Sceptile, we gave in. Following in Lilith's footsteps, my chat kept trying to recreate the magic. Lopunny Muck, Lopunny Zorark. We even fused a Snorlax and Lopunny to create a big Chungus. This isn't even the worst one! Because non-stop, they requested Gardevoir and Lopunny. And I'm sorry, I'm weak to peer pressure, and I'm sorry we brought this into this world, but I will not add this to the team. This is getting boxed. Instead, we're adding a different Pokemon fusion to our team, Lucario and Infernape, which made this purple fire Wukong looking Pokemon. Meet Kong. He's joining the team, which unfortunately means Chickpea is hidden the box. We're boxing our Flash Fire Pokemon before Blaine. But it doesn't matter, Blaine isn't even here. He's whacking off down in the basement somewhere, so we have to head to the Pokemon Mansion and convince him to do his damn job. At the very least, Casper is now evolved into a Metagross Gengar fusion, and that means everyone on our team is fully evolved. Hey, good job us. To be honest, this gym isn't that difficult. Our resident Vaporeon and Lopunny Fusion Lilith is actually extremely powerful and basically single-handedly defeated all the gym trainers. Not to say their Pokemon fusions aren't cursed either. I mean, why would you ruin a Ninetales by adding it with a Parasect? And holy crap, that's a lot of Diglets. Okay, time to fight Blaine. His team is awesome.
Gloom and Rapidash,
Magmar, Rhyhorn, Arcanine Ninetales looks just as awesome as I hoped it would, and finally, Aerodactyl and Charizard? It's just a Charizard that hasn't eaten in a week. Holy crap, it's starving. Somebody feed this thing a sandwich or something. Okay, well, we got our gym badge, and around this time, I also began noticing a couple patterns in Pokemon fusions. For example, if you fuse anything with an Aegislash, it basically just turns into a badass warrior with a sword, which is amazing. I mean, look at some of these. But with Gardevoir, it's a little different. Every Gardevoir fusion just tends to be Gardevoir in a different dress. Gardevoir and Gallade, Gardevoir and Vaporeon, Gardevoir and Empoleon, Gardevoir and Hoenn. Wait a second! This is just Saber from Fate Stay Night. Mimikyu is another great example of this. All of Mimikyu's fusions are just different outfits, which is just adorable. I'm sure Mimikyu and Mew will be just as— oh my god, what is this monstrosity? Is this gonna get me demonetized? This spooked us so much we decided to redo our starter Pokemon fusion again. Lapras wasn't bad, it's just— And I wanted our starter Pokemon to stand out among this awesome team of fusions. So we tried several Venusaur fusions. I mean, Empoleon, Torterra, Snorlax, we tried a lot. But eventually we settled on Heracross to create a Venusaur-type Stag Beetle fusion. And Onion has reached his final form. Now we have to fight Giovanni. Oh, he's also not here. We have to go all the way to Johto, hunt him down again to make him do his damn job. How many times are we gonna have to do this for gym leaders? This is like the third one we've had to convince to do their job. There needs to be a major overhaul of the league network here. Okay, well now we're ready to fight, and as an added challenge, we decided to make all of the gym trainers double battles. This is an awesome feature that the Pokemon Infinite Fusion team added, and it makes for replays of the game to be dope. But once again, we have Lilith and Surf, so the double battles weren't too hard either. So maybe for Giovanni, we should dial up the challenge and go for a triple battle instead. We went into this with a hardcore strategy. Lilith on one side using Surf and Onion on the other side doing Petal Dance. 2 super effective moves against ground types that'll hit everyone on the field. And for our middle Pokemon, Sir Daddy Steve, who is now able to tank all of those attacks. And it was going great until I remembered that ground types beat steel types. Sorry, Sir Daddy Steve. After a difficult battle though, we're still able to get by even if Giovanni's Pokemon all look awesome. Now we can take on the Pokemon League. But we won't. Because now we can catch more legendary Pokemon, Articuno and Moltres. So we headed to the Sevi Islands and into Mount Ember, and after proving I am the god of strength puzzles, we caught a Moltres. Now let's go get Articuno. Is that a Jinx? Yeah, I guess we caught Articuno, but we got a Jinx, the true legendary Pokemon that we're immediately gonna start fusing. I mean, Jinx and Gardevoir, Jinx and Wailord, Jinx and Lopunny. Okay, maybe I went a bit too far in this one. I think we need to actually do some cool fusions. Because we did create some fusions with the legendary birds. I mean, look at this Empoleon and Articuno fusion. It's so graceful. And Moltres and Blaziken just makes sense to me. I mean, this is the spiciest chicken out there. And one of the developers of this game definitely loves Duskull, because this Moltres Duskull fusion is way cooler than it has any right being. And the Articuno version is no different. Now let's fight the Pokemon League. We just need to finalize our team, because obviously we're bringing Onion, our starter Pokemon, or at least half of our starter Pokemon. And Sir Daddy Steve and Lilith are my 2 strongest fusions, and also my personal favorites. Chickpea is also wildly powerful, so let's get them back in here, and Casper has some great typing, which means we have 1 spot left on our champion team. And yes, we have a bunch of legendary Pokemon, and a bunch of pseudo-legendary Pokemon as well, but I thought we could get some new blood in here. Let's fuse Lapras and a Typhlosion together to create this amazing volcano creature. Now we have our final team member. Meet Maui. Now let's take on the Pokemon. Okay, I swear, has there always been a rival battle here? Dude, we're literally gonna fight you in a couple minutes, just keep it in your pants. Luckily, Maui proved himself as a sheer cold god because we defeated him no problem. Now we just need to make our way through Victory Road. Wait a second, is that an Entei? I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a legendary Pokemon, right? I can't wait to see what kind of fusions we can... Oh. Well, crimes against Pokemon aside, we're finally here. The Pokemon League. We've come a long way since Pallet Town, since we first got Onion. Since we fused our first Pokemon, we've made all kinds of Pokemon fusions and fought even more than that. But 8 gym badges, way too many Gardevoir fusions, and countless violations of animal rights later, it's time to become the champion. First up is Lorelei. Her fusions are all about rounding out her ice type's natural weaknesses. So even with 2 fire ice types in Maui and Chickpea, I was still struggling to get past her tanky team. Luckily, we have Sir Daddy Steve. Oh, Jesus! I thought we agreed, no more Jinx fusions! Okay, moving on to Bruno. And while all of his Pokemon are more than just fighting types trying to round out with different status effects, Casper is just too powerful, sweeping through Bruno's entire team without so much as getting injured. And then it was time to fight Agatha. Embarrassing story time. I deadass thought Agatha was a Dark-type trainer, so I led with Daddy Steve, our fighting type that can't do any damage to ghost types. I mean, dark types didn't even exist in Gen 1, so who knows what I was thinking. Luckily, our Machamp Aegislash is the GOAT and was still able to skate by, while Maui and Onion took care of the rest. 1 Elite 4 member left, and it's time to slay some dragons. Chickpea managed to blizzard her way through Dragonair Gyarados and his Togekiss Dragonite, but it still left us pretty injured. So it's time for our secret weapon, Lilith. Lilith, who I fused as a silly Vaporeon Lopunny joke, is now, unironically, our most powerful warrior standing in the face of these dragons, taking 2 of them out and causing Lance to cower so much he has to Dragon Tail us out of there. But it's still not enough to save his Pokemon's life, and there's only 1 battle left now. Our rival. And I hate this man. Not because he's a difficult opponent, not because of his uppity "I'm better than you" attitude, but because he keeps ambushing me for no reason. Dude, if you don't like me, just let me go about my day. You don't have to pop out and be like, ooh, let's test who's better today. No, let's finish this once and for all. We start the battle with Lilith, who's able to surf through his Marowak Pidgeot and his Rhyperior Magmortar. God, I love this Pokemon. They're even able to punch out a terrifying Tauros Executor. Next up is our beloved Onion. I don't think I would have been able to live myself if we didn't use our starter in this battle. They took down an impressive Electivire Gyarados fusion with a sick-ass design. Maui's up next, earning their spot on the team, defeating our rival Starmie Alakazam with a single Sheer Cold, which means there's only one Pokemon left. Their original starter, Blastizard. It's such a dumb name, but it's a scary Pokemon and it even took out Onion, which means we have to send out our true signature Pokemon, Lilith. And 2 surfs later, the battle was done. And you know how the rest of this story goes. Professor Oak appears, congratulating us on our victory, recording our legendary team, and crowning us champion of the Kanto region. But that's not where our Pokemon Infinite Fusion journey is going to end, because I will see you in the Pokemon Infinite Fusion Nuzlocke. Hope to see you there.